Hi guys, welcome to another mtgoguy video. This time I'm going to show you a deck that I made. I called it minus minus. This is in XLN standard. Just made this after the XLN set came out. First I did a explore deck, but it didn't go well. But I used Deadeye Tracker because I like the cards and a few other cards that I like to do this deck. The objective is to not explore, but to put -1/-1 counters on creatures, your opponents or your own, and create a huge token board. I probably need to tweak this a little bit, but this is how it goes. It's black, green, mostly black. Then we've got Deadeye Tracker, just a good creature. It goes on the curve, 1 mana. It has a nice ability that you can pay 2 and exile to target cards from an opponent graveyard, and it explores. When it explores, you show the first card. If it's a creature, you put a +1/+1 counter on this. If it's a land, you can put it on your end. Then we've got Trial of Ambition, is just to removal spell. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent sacrifice a creature. If a cartouche enters the battlefield, you return Trial of Ambition. And I do have the cartouches. Where are they? The Cartouche of Ambition, the black one. That you can enchant enchanted creature, and when it enters the battlefield, you create -1/-1 counters. That's what we want. And then we have General Initiate. It's a 3/4, but it enters with -3/-3 counters that trigger some abilities, like the one from Hapatra. Uh, when Hapatra deals combat damage to a player, you may put -1/-1 counter target creature, and when you put any kind of -1 counters, you create a green snake creature token with that touch. Then we have Key to the City. It's good to trigger some abilities of Archfiend of Ifnir, for example, and it's good to let your. It's a good evasion card. Lets the creatures can be blocked this turn, and you can even draw a card on your next turn. Then we've got Ammit Eternal. It's a 5/5 for 3, but whenever an opponent casts a spell, you have to put a -1 counter on it, which is good for this deck. And when it deals combat damage to a player, you can remove all -1/-1 counters from it. But he has a flick 3, so if it blocks the creature, if a creature blocks this one, your opponent loses 3 life. So all in all, a good fit for this deck. The cartouche is for the Trial of Ambition and to put -1/-1. Then we have Little Sting. You have to put a -1/-1 counter on a creature you control. You can always put on General Initiate because you can get them out and you destroy target creature. Nest of Scarabs, one of the best cards for this deck. That says whenever you put 1 or more -1 counters on a creature, you can create that many black insect creature tokens. So as you can see, we have loads of creatures that put -1/-1. So this is a Scarab factory basically. Then we have Obelisk Spider. It's a very good creature, 1/4 with reach, and whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, you can put -1/-1 counter on that creature, and you gain 1 life, and your opponent loses 1 life. Then we have the bombs. We have Archfiend of Ifnir. It's a flyer with cycling, a 5/4. Whenever you cycle or discard another card, you can put -1/-1 counter each creature your opponent controls. So it gets rid of all the tokens that he has, while create tokens for you if you have a Nest of Scarabs on the field. Then we have Majestic Myriarch. It's a chimera. It's here because you're going to create a lot of tokens, and its power and toughness are each equal to twice the number of creatures you control. And at the beginning of each combat, it gains flying. The same for the touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, you know. So it's gonna get um, at least reach from the Obelisk Spider and flying from the Archfiend. Then we have more removal. Never return, just to get rid of planeswalkers basically, or creatures if you need. Then you can also exile target cards from the graveyard and create zombies. Not bad. And this is the main deck. Then for sideboard, I just put here Crushing Canopies to get rid of the flyers or enchantments that your opponent can have. Then Walk the Plank, not good against Merfolk, but you can kill anything else with it. Another Cartouche of Ambition, just to see if I need to put more counters. This is against lifelink, it's good also for Majestic Myriarch. Then we have two more lethal sting, not lethal. The Torment of Venom, it's another you put three -1/-1 counters, and each controller loses 3 life unless he sacrifices non-land permanent or discards a card. And same for Torment of Hailfire. It's a sorcery that you can pay X and 2 black, and you repeat this process X times. Um, the opponent loses 3 lives or sacrifice an online permanent or discard a card. If you have lots of money, you have to really think about what he's going to do. So this is the deck. I hope you enjoy this deck. I have fun playing with it. I will do some playtests of it, and you see how it works. So I'll see you guys very soon with more videos on this deck.